Let's take a look now at adding content to a Canvas page that is accessible. I have already created my first module, and the module includes a content page, a quiz, a discussion, and an assignment. What we're looking at here is the content page. So I'm going to go ahead and select the title. And my page, an introduction page here, does not have any content. So I will locate and select the edit button at top right. And what I see here is the rich content editor that has different tools I can use. I also have the options button here to the right to select more tools. The first thing I'm going to add to the page is text. So I'm going to go ahead and first click into the text field. This works very much like Microsoft Word. And I'm just going to type in my first text for the page. And I'm going to start with a couple of headings. And I'll go ahead and type in my first heading and then hit the enter button and my next heading. And we'll go back and actually assign the appropriate heading style so that the document is actually accessible. But first I'm going to go back and put the cursor to the right of my first heading, Tin Pan Alley, and hit the return button. And this is where I will begin to write out my first paragraph that will be under that heading. Okay, so at least I have some text to get started. And I'll do the same thing for my next heading. And again, I'm just providing some text to serve as placeholders so that I can go back and complete my paragraphs. Now, I do want to show you that these lines of text are actually paragraph text. As you see, this button here offers, or let me say, identifies what the text style is. Canvas defaults to paragraph text. So to make the two headings that I have actual headings that are accessible, I will go ahead and click to place the cursor somewhere in this first line of paragraph text. Please note that if I have not pressed the enter button on the keyboard, whatever line of text, it may continue to the end of the text field and go on to the next line. But if I have not pressed the enter button, it will stay as a single line of text. Why is that important? Because what I'm going to do next is select the paragraph drop menu. And I see now that I have heading 2, heading 3, and heading 4 as options. What I'm going to do is select heading 2. So now, because Tin Pan Alley is the only line of text in this paragraph section, the entire text will receive the heading 2 formatting. I will do the same thing for my next heading, which is Delta Blues. I will click in the title and select the paragraph drop menu and again choose heading 2. So now I have two headings for my text. I also have under those headings the beginnings of my two paragraphs that follow the headings. Now, just a quick note on accessibility. Headings provide marking points for someone who is using a screen reader And when the screen reader is reading back to them the text on the page, it can organize and arrange. Well, let me say it this way. It can provide an index for the learner so that they can hear the screen reader read back to them something to the effect of, this page contains 2 headings, and the learner can then decide, well, I want to skip to Delta Blues, and then the screen reader will read to them the paragraph text under that. So that's the important reason for assigning the correct headings. Now, on this page, I'm going to add a couple more items, actually 3 more items. And the next item I'm going to add is an image. So the first thing I want to do when adding an image is put the cursor where I want the image to go on the page. So I'll actually have the image exactly follow Delta Blues heading 2. So I'll put the cursor to the right of the heading title, and I'll hit the enter button. Now I will go on the rich content editor and locate the image upload button. So I've located it. I'll go ahead and select the drop menu and then upload image. Now, if you already have images uploaded in your course, you will find it in course images. You'll just click there and you'll be able to access the images you already have. I'm starting with uploading the image, so I will select that option. So now I have this prompt to upload the image, and I can either drag and drop or click and browse whatever image files I have in this particular computer. So I'm going to drag and drop. So the way I'll do that is I will bring up my Finder window, and I have a few images here. I will select my image of Robert Johnson, and I'm just simply going to click, hold, and drag into the field. Now that I see the image is there, I will go ahead and add the alt text. The alt text also, when talking about accessibility, is what describes an image to a learner using a screen reader. So I don't need to say image of or picture of, because the screen reader will already identify that. So I will simply name the person that is in the image. And you want to have alt text that is very descriptive but brief. So especially in context of whatever you're teaching in the course, what I need the learner to know here is that this is Robert Johnson, because the text has a brief bio on Robert Johnson and his contributions to Delta Blues. So alt text naming the person in the image is good enough for the context. Now, if you had a decorative image that did not need to be described, you would just simply check the box on decorative image. Okay. All right, and then it will embed the image, and that is what I want. So I go ahead and select the submit button, and the image is now rendering into my content page. So I'll just give it a minute there to render. Now, the image, as you can see, it came in very large. So all I need to do is click on the image to highlight it. And then an easy way to resize is to click and hold one of the corners of the image. So I'll just click and hold the top right corner, and I can see the dimensions of width and height. So I'll just bring this down to, let's say, 240. So there's my image. Now you also have the option of image options. So you can, on your own, explore that menu, and that's where you can actually type in height and width or choose small, medium, and large. All right, so I have my text with my headings. I have an image. Next, I will embed a video. And what I've done is I've recorded the video and I've uploaded it to my YouTube channel. So what I'll do is on this page, I would like the video to follow my paragraph text on Tin Pan Alley. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the return button. So now my cursor is in the right place, or where I want it to be. And now I will go to my video. So there's my video. And in YouTube, I simply locate the share button at the bottom of the video, select the button, and you see that there are different options. The first top left option is embed. So I need to select this button, and here is the embed code. So I'll go ahead and use the convenient copy button at the bottom right. So now I know that my link is copied. So now I'll go back to my Canvas page and I will locate my video or media upload tool and select the drop menu and then upload record media. Now that the menus come up, to the third tab is embed. So I select the embed button and then I click into the embed code field and I'll go ahead and paste the code. So there's the code. It will embed the video into the page. You can keep the default height and width. I personally like to change the dimensions. I keep the same ratio, but I bring the width down to 400. Reason being that a 400 width video fits well in the Canvas app. So keep the Canvas app in mind when you're adding content. But again, it's up to you. You can just leave the default if you like. And the ratio is 400 to 225. And then I will submit. So now I have text with headings. I have an embedded video. I have an image. The last thing I want to do is add a link. So I have a link here to the Library of Congress that is linking to when I searched Delta Blues. So I will select the full URL in the address bar and copy the URL. And now I'm going to link it to the blues right here. Let me just put a period at the end there. And select the blues. Now that I have that selected, I will locate the link tool. And then I will select external links because it is a link to the Library of Congress website. The text is the blues. Make sure that's the correct text. So in the link area, I will go ahead and paste the link. Select the done button. So now I have a link. So now I have added text with proper headings, embedded a video, embedded an image with alt text, and I have also added a link that is linked to meaningful text. So now I will go ahead and save the page. So there you have it. You can follow these steps to help you develop your content page and adding accessible content.